Inspector Dave, I first of all thank you for accepting our invitation on a very special day. That's the day that all Tamil celebrates. In this day, what we usually do is we thank everybody, particularly people who have helped us making peace and harmony and progress. So in this way, the year 2012 was a wonderful year because you have helped us a lot in resolving many of the problems at the grassroots level, particularly when some thieves or some bad elements stole certain kind of necklaces, which we call it as tali, are very precious and very important ones and all. Then your cooperation has brought those things so down and so low, and people are so happy to visit to Scarborough and spend their time in the public events and things like that. So on this Taipongal Day, it is our privilege having you, and we would love to continue in the same manner. And you do have some projects which you mentioned in the last year, and we did a very little for achieving those goals, and we love to have more contribution in this year. So would you please narrate a little more about that?
Well, sure, Sammy, and thank you for having me back on Tamil One, and my greetings with the Harvest Festival to all our friends in the Tamil community. Yeah, last year we had the emergence of a lot of problems with the jewelry being stolen, the necklaces. I think thieves are particularly aware that there's a lot of gold around temples at certain times of the day, so they were targeting individuals around there. What I would urge people to do is if you see some suspicious people hanging about, or if you're being followed home, as was the case in one situation, just be sure to call the police. We're very available. We like to respond. And even if it's an innocent matter, we'll look into it. Better to be safe than sorry. This year you talked about a couple of initiatives. Yeah, one general thing is we're looking forward, in particular, with working more closely with the Tamil community. We want 42 division officers. We want to have our officers at the events. Inviting our friends in the Tamil community to some of our police events. As well, I'd like to make everybody aware of the positive ticketing initiative that 42 is undertaking, which is very much with the assistance of Tamil One television. And that's something where, if you think about it, officers are on the street and we're very observant, looking for people breaking the law, looking for people doing things wrong. Well, if the premise is to work more closely with the Tamil community, break down barriers, and that what we'd like to do with particularly like something like the positive ticketing is to observe good deeds, positive behavior, where people step up and contribute to public safety. Officers would be in a position to give a ticket, actually, that is a positive ticket.
Actually, when you mention the word ticket, everybody gets a bit alert and really cautious. So it's a kind of positive ticket in the sense that you are not trying to corner anybody. You are trying to reward for what they have done. So what kind of services that we have to do get the ticket?
Well, here's the first thing, Tammy. Because I've been talking to a lot of my officers, and in the course of their duties in a day, they see people in crisis, people breaking the law. It could be traffic violations or domestic violence or any number of things. People that aren't at their best. But we also see a good number of people who are good citizens, law-abiding, people who want to help others, be witnesses, call the police when there's things happening. And for some of those people, if the officer has the positive ticket, what we would do is urge them to issue the positive ticket to the good citizen. And we've had a great deal of interest from the private sector to sponsor and assist in giving out rewards. So some are small, like McDonald's is giving us coupons for free French fries, Pizza is giving us slices of pizza. But we also have Walmart gift cards and other such things. And when we approached last year Tamil One to assist in developing this program, we were very pleased at the support and interest shown. So I see this year as one where you might be surprised by an officer giving you a ticket for something good. It's a ticket you'll want to get.
Yeah. Actually, our Vice President Sati is working on it, and we are going
Sati,
to give
yeah.
you some more rewards from our business people to
Yeah.
encourage these kind of events. Particularly speaking, I think it helps the youngsters.
Yeah.
Because they think when an officer when he approaches them or her, they think they are at a fault and they get nervous.
Well, and that's a natural reaction.
Yeah.
Police are authority figures. People are always not at their best or comfortable with the police, particularly young people or people who are unfamiliar with Canadian policing, perhaps. I get that.
Yeah.
But to assist in breaking down that barriers, to make people more comfortable and trust the police, participate in public safety, we think this is the icebreaker or initiation of such an issue. And we're looking forward to launching this program in the next month or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So now the question is that, okay, somebody has done something good, and how do we bring it to your attention so that you will recognize it?
Here's the problem. The officer has to see it.
Oh,
So this is not a nomination process or applying.
Right.
This is a situation where a police officer is aware and wants to reward something for their leadership in the community, or a deed they do that is particularly helpful.
Okay.
It could be a witness that sees a robbery, and instead of saying, I don't want to be involved, or a traffic accident.
Okay.
Instead of just driving by, they may stop and offer assistance and tell the officer what happened. Small gestures like this are what we're looking for, and I think with the positive ticketing program, we're going to encourage and reinforce positive behavior. Sammy, it's something that you'll see with. I know you are involved in the education business.
Yeah.
And if a teacher
Okay.
is only going to give out discipline
Okay.
for negative things,
Yeah.
you're missing a lot of positive reinforcement that is going to encourage people.
That's right. Yeah.
You know very much in a
Yeah.
school setting.
Yeah.
Also as a parent. If you are only going to be negative with your child and discipline the child for bad things,
Yeah, okay.
how will he learn what is good? You want them also to understand that was very good. And it could be a small thing. It doesn't have to be a large prize, just a small thing
Yeah, it's a kind
as
of
a reward
recognition,
from the
yeah.
police.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going. Managers of businesses in the same way. Employees at Tamilone, I'm sure, there's probably a recognition program because it keeps people motivated. So that's what we're
I
trying to
think it is your brainchild, I believe, that it is initiated in the 42 Division.
It was. It happened last summer
Okay.
where we had that tragic shooting at Danzig.
Yeah.
And right after that, we were instructed by the chief to get into neighborhoods like Malvern, Silver Springs, Glendower, Chesterlee, neighborhoods that have an element of gangs in them and drug dealing. And what we found was officers at the time were walking around, and some of them had coupons.
Okay.
And it was max convenience coupons for free drinks.
Okay.
And by having the coupons, giving them out, particularly to kids, what they found was the officers were particularly popular with the kids, as you might expect, but also more approachable. It's that approachability that we're looking forward to. We want to hear what's going on.
Okay.
We want to break down the barriers so people will tell us what's happening. And I think that's going to make it harder for criminals and those with a malintent to successfully victimize people in the community, whatever community it is. So this is a program in 2013 that I'm looking forward to very much.
Great, man. Actually, some of these youngsters, they want to come closer to you, but sometimes they feel in the community, some people may think they are the informers. You know, they had that kind of fear within themselves. So how do you break that ice?
Well, that's a natural situation. We understand it's difficult to step forward and be identified as a person who's speaking to the police.
Yeah.
And so I think the only thing I can tell you is, if I was to relate it to communities where there's not a lot of crime, are generally ones that are fairly comfortable in calling the police, stopping the police, asking questions. If I think of a community like Rosedale, very high-end community where if I was a drug dealer
Okay.
and I was going to go and set up shop on a corner in Rosedale, right away we'd be called and we'd go arrest that person.
Oh.
Unfortunately, there are communities, neighborhoods in 42 Division where there's not that kind of instant response,
Oh, really?
where drug dealers or people who are trying to victimize others can set up. And one of the reasons, as you just mentioned, is because people are reluctant to be identified as the person calling the police.
Right.
It happens in high schools the same way. So the idea with the positive ticketing is to make an overwhelming number of people already speaking to the police because of the positive ticketing. So the more people that are dealing with the police, the less you particularly are identified as the only one.
Oh, yeah.
So we want all the Tamil community to be very easy and comfortable coming to 42 Division with a problem, phoning for police assistance, stopping a car, just on, as you see an officer walking around, and that'd be something else I'd like to talk to you about, is our neighborhood officers that are starting this year.
So finally, what we like to hear from you is that how do you feel about the progress in maintaining peace and harmony by the Tamil community in the 42 Division?
Well, I think we're getting there, Sammy. There's certainly problems. There's issues. I think we have to continue to educate, put messages out, answer questions, and be as proactive as possible. When you try to prevent things or clear up misunderstandings about what the law is or isn't, you prevent crimes. It's when things go beyond what is acceptable and you're not understanding that, then we have problems. So that happens with domestic violence and drinking, driving, issues like that. So we want to be as upfront and available as possible and let everybody know this is the situation. And we were the #1 division again in arresting impaired drivers last year, which is nice that we're catching a lot of impaired drivers, but it also says there's a lot of impaired drivers driving intoxicated in this area. So we'd like that to be go down a bit.
So this is our first meeting in 2013. I am sure that we'll work together in maintaining peace and harmony. And on behalf of the Tamil One and our viewers, I take this opportunity to thank you, because Thai Pongal is a day we thank for everyone who have helped us. And thank you, Inspector.
Thank you, Sammy, and best wishes with the Harvest Festival.
Thank you very much.
I don't know I can't say the terminology very clearly, but I wish I could.
Mark, thank you very much for accepting our invitation and coming here to attend this interview on a very special day for Tamils. That's what we call our Harvest Festival Day. And we thank everybody who have been with us for even can be a minute, can be a year or two. So in the year of 2012, we worked together and we brought our community very much closer to you, and you came closer to us, and then we are in a very good working relationship. And how do you review the 2012?
Well, first of all, I'd say thank you and congratulations on your Harvest Festival.
Oh, thank you.
And in review for 2012, I'd say it was a very good year. We formed some nice partnerships, some brand new partnerships between the police service and the Tamil community, especially in 42 Division, because we have a very high Tamil population. So we thought it was very important for us to forge and foster new relationships with the Tamil communities. And through you, we've met some of the Tamil leaders. We're able to meet with you guys and speak, and then hopefully we're bridging the gap between the Tamil community and the police service.
Actually, Mark, the high school students, to complete their grade 12 or the high school course, they have to have 40 hours of volunteer work. And, you know, in certain courses in a very high-file universities and college, they want more than 40 hours. In some of them want to do even 200, 300 hours and all. So what are the venues they have, and how do they approach you to get an opportunity to work as volunteers?
Well, fortunately at 42 Division, we're very unique in the sense that my role is that I'm the volunteer auxiliary and youth coordinator.
Okay.
So my job is to work closely with the youth,
Okay.
the volunteers, and our auxiliary officers.
Okay.
What I do is I supervise the youth adult core volunteer
Okay.
program where we have adults and we have volunteers that volunteer with us. I don't tend to do it for the 40 hours for high school.
Okay.
I rather the students or the kids or the youth come in and they volunteer because they want to volunteer, not because they
Oh,
need the
I
hours
see.
for school.
Okay.
So that being said,
Okay.
I'll sit down with the youth and I'll tell them, you know, for us to just do this for 40 hours, it's not really worth in your time.
Okay.
But I want you to help out your community. I want you to help out the police
Sure.
service. So if you want to stick around and do it for more than 40 hours, then yes, you can use the 40 hours for schooling.
Okay.
But if you're only going to do it for schooling, then I kind of discourage it. I want somebody
Oh,
that's
I
going,
see. They want to do it.
yeah, I want somebody that's going to help
Okay.
make their community a better place, not just do it because they have to for school.
Oh, I see. I see.
So I sit down with them. We do a quick little interview, do a background check on prospective candidates,
Okay.
send it off to headquarters, they're processed, they come back to me. I call them in for an orientation saying, you're now a volunteer at 42 Division. I go through the expectations, I give them a uniform, and then they help us out at community events, community fundraisers, stuff like that. But as long as they're willing to help out for the entire year, then I'm more than happy to have them as volunteers.
When we had, this annual festival of 2012 at the head office, I have seen some of the religious pastors or the religious leaders came in the uniform there to, participate in the program and things like that. So I don't know whether we have such kind of program in 42 Division. I met a couple of people who came from other divisions, and they are not the police officers. They underwent a small training, and they are pastors or whatever, the religious, the leaders or something like that, and they worked and they contributed something. Do we have such program in 42 Division?
There's no programs per se when it comes to a religious aspect, but if there's a religious leader or anybody that's involved in the church or in a religion and wants to help out, and by all means, there's no barriers. We don't prevent any put up any barriers to stop them. If they want to come and help or volunteer, anybody can walk in and.
Oh, they can walk in.
Yes, as long as we do a background check and everything checks out fine, we'll gladly take them on as a volunteer.
Last year we had a nice picnic program and we all enjoyed. So how about this year program?
Yes, this year we're celebrating our 16th annual Community Police Picnic.
Okay.
It's going to be held Saturday, June 8th at Boers Hall Community Center. Same location as last year. We've been there for the last 16 years.
Okay.
Last year was the first year we partnered with Tamilone.
Yeah.
You guys came. You guys did a live-to-air broadcast from the location. You did some on-air advertisements for us.
Yeah.
And we, like I said, the new partnership we're forming with the Tamil community, we will greatly appreciate it.
Okay.
And we would love to have your input and involvement again this year.
Yeah.
And that's why earlier we gave the presentation to Shri, because it was very big of you guys to step up and help us out and help promote the event. And once again, we like to foster new relationships with different communities. And the fact that we're doing it with the Tamil community this year and last year was a bonus. We'd like to continue that.
Okay. So what kind of input you are expecting from the community to do that?
Input from the community would be if there's any businesses or associates or individuals that like to donate to our cause. So what happens is that all monies that are raised, it's non-profit. So all monies that are raised, once the bills are paid for, all expenses are paid for, the money goes back into the community. So we sponsor community events. Like last year, for example, the CPLC and the CCLC, which are other committees, they sponsored 4 kids that sent them to an overnight camp for a week. So they help pay for those kids to go to camp. So whatever money that's raised, once bills are paid, goes back into those kind of events. Whether it be buying basketball uniforms for a basketball team, paying for a breakfast club, providing them groceries every month. Money goes right back into the community. We don't keep it at all.
As far as the income tax is concerned, do you give any kind of charitable donation receipt or something like that?
Unfortunately, we can't do an official tax receipt because we're not official charities.
Oh, I see.
But we can do a letter of appreciation.
Okay.
We can acknowledge exactly how much the donation was for in that letter if they would like.
Okay.
We also do an appreciation night at the very end of it, where we bring all the sponsors in that's helped us and is sponsored. And it's just an evening at the station where we come in, we ask you to come in, we thank you, we give you a small little token of appreciation, and we'll give you a small little finger foods to say thank you very much for your help and assistance.
That is one aspect of it. How about the other aspects of the event? For example, I have seen a lot of music, dance, and so
Yes,
many other things.
the event itself, it caters to every age group there is. We
Okay.
have children's activities, face painting, clowns,
Okay,
magicians. We have the big bouncy tents where the kids can go and they can play on. We have hot dogs. We have food for everybody. There is a silent auction for older folks that want to go and buy things or bid on things. We have live entertainment where singers, dancers. Also, the Tamil community provided some dancers to our
Yeah,
event
last
last year.
time,
Yes,
yeah.
we had some dancers there. So there's live entertainment. There's activities and stuff for the kids. There's events and activities for all ages. All ages are welcomed, young and old.
So how do we contact you? For example, if somebody wants to contact you directly to offer some kind of contribution, they contact you directly?
Yes. They can email me, they can give me a call. My phone number is 416
Uh-huh.
808 4251, and that's my direct line. They can call me
Okay.
at any time.
So finally, what I would like to ask you is, do you have any other events for 2013?
Oh, yes, we have our third annual open house.
Okay.
And what is it? It's the kickoff for Police Week.
Okay.
So what we do is, at their station, we open it Saturday, May 11th this year. So Saturday, May 11th.
7th. Okay.
May 11th.
Okay.
Yeah, May 11th from
That is, I think, a weekend before Queen Victoria's Day.
Yes,
Okay.
actually, it's the day before Mother's Day as well too. Mother's Day is a
Mother's
Sunday.
Day,
Yeah, Mother's
okay.
Day is a Sunday.
Okay.
And we open the doors to the public.
Okay.
So anybody can come into the station. We'll give them a guided tour of the station.
Okay.
Tell them exactly how we operate, how the police service operates at the station.
Okay.
We have there'll be a free barbecue.
Okay.
So free barbecue. There'll be a garage sale, rummage sale there at the station as well, where things are sold at minimal cost.
Okay.
So we're looking for donations for that as well. Items, anything you don't like or you don't have it, you have at your house that you want,
Okay.
that you no longer have a need
Oh,
for.
I see. You can donate it.
Yes, you
Oh,
can
that's
donate
good
to
then.
us,
Yeah.
and then we'll turn around and sell it to the community. And once again,
Okay.
all the monies that are raised after
Okay.
bills are paid goes back to the community.
Oh,
All these
I see.
fundraisers that we do,
Okay.
I must stress that the money that are raised after bills are paid goes right directly back to the community.
Oh,
It's not kept by the police. It's not kept by us at the station. We just monitor the money. We sponsor the programs from community individuals. So an individual, let's say there's a Tamil volleyball team or basketball team,
Yeah.
and they're in need of uniforms.
Okay.
They could approach our CPLC, our Community Police Liaison Committee,
okay.
and make a case. Say we have 13 youth. We're going to go to this tournament. We need basketball uniforms.
Okay.
Could you guys possibly help us out? And we would meet as a committee and say, we have this group that would like some money to buy some uniforms. They say yes. We find out how much it is. We write a check. They get a check, pays for the uniform. So we don't keep the money. We don't use it ourselves. It's given right back to the community.
Thank you very much for opening the door, and certainly this year we will work closer and make your dream a successful event.
All right,
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you once again.
Thank you. Bye.